already, that Shaykh Efendi was saying. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying how you can become beloved to Allah. And this, how you become beloved to Allah, this is open to everyone. Not only to white or black or brown or Turkish or Pakistani or clever people or religious people. No. It's to everyone. And what is that? Keeping the orders of Allah. Keeping the orders of Allah. Allah will be happy with you. You'll become beloved to Allah. Not just happy, beloved to Allah. Keeping the orders. That's why the orders of Islam, it is light compared to the orders of the earlier nations. It is light enough that everyone in every country, in every age, they can carry it. And it will continue until the world finishes. No need to change, no need to make it more heavy or more light or more this. Obligations I'm talking about. Obligations. The orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then for those who are saying, Allah is beloved to me, what a shame. I am so shameful creature. How can that great a Lord, just because He's giving me an order and I do it and I become beloved to me, shame on me. Some people, they're thinking like that. You understand? How are you going to feel? Like we're saying, sometimes you see Shaykh Efendi is saying, giving an order, you should clean where you are sleeping. And then you clean where you are sleeping. It's not for him, it's for us, it's for us. And then you clean and it says, Allah Razul. And he's so happy. He says, thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing it. How you feel? As a believer, you feel embarrassed, no? As a believer, you feel, I said, this is for me. How can he be thankful I'm doing something for myself? What if Shaykh Efendi is saying, now you are my beloved one, because you clean your own thing. You become even more shameful. You say, astaghfirullah. So that time, now you're going to come out from that door of Shariat and you're going to enter into tarikat. And what is that? Hadith is continuing. My servant, then he is going to do things that I'm not going to give an order to him to do. That time you become closer to Allah. I don't have to give order. Because the believer is saying, the order I'm doing and he's thanking me, astaghfirullah. My honor is not going to keep quiet with that. I'm going to do even more. Even when he's not asking, I'm going to clean. Now I'm going to clean my place. I'm going to clean other people's place. Then you start thinking. You start using your will. Then that time Allah is saying, now you come close to me. You become close to me. You're asking the question, how you can become close to the Shaykh? Instead of the Shaykh saying, which you are doing, if you are doing, then you're going to find things to do that he's not saying, and that time you become close to him. What can you do? You cannot do it. You can make someone smile. You can make some people, they're poor people, murids, poor people. They are working to become cleaners and servants and this and that. They're sending some money back home to even poorer country, and they're saying, this is all I can afford to feed 7 people for lunch. Because they're listening to what we're saying. And that's what they're doing. They're running. Huh? So now they start doing things that we don't have to put in order. Their heart starts moving and you become closer to Allah. Then you become closer to the Shaykh, because the Shaykh is saying, Allah, Allah. I didn't have to say. And he's doing. But person knows this is the good thing to do. Person knows. Then that time, Allah is continuing in that Hadith Qudsi, saying what? Then that servant will become closer and closer and closer. Because for the believer, it's never enough. It's never enough to say, okay, now I did this, that's enough. No. Because once the spirit is endless, spirit is infinite. Not the same as Allah, but in our own creation it is infinite. And it will never stop. Because there is no death for the spirit. It will never stop. There is no stuck. A ceiling, a stuck situation. You're always going higher and higher and higher and higher. Don't think you're going to reach Allah. cannot even reach our Shaykh. Impossible. You think you can reach to the Prophet? You may think you're reaching, but you go there and say, oh, this is only his footprints. Oh, he's further away. If that one is not above you, further away from you, that one is not a Shaykh. So, now you become more beloved to Allah, and Allah is saying, now you become closer to me, you start doing. And now that one is always running to do, making it better, making more beautiful. And Allah is saying, now you come so close to me, you will look through my eyes. You will hear through my hearing. You will speak through my speaking. Allah is saying, I will be his eyes, I will be his ears, I will be his tongue, I will be his hands, I will be his feet. Don't think Allah is going to become you, you become Allah. It's not that meaning. That's why tarikat and spirituality is for some people with some brains. If you don't have brains, which everyone Allah has given brains, but if you are allowing your ego and your arrogance and your stubbornness and your ignorance to take over, there's no brains now, because the spirit is the most intelligent creature. It has more intelligence than the angels. Stop playing there. Sohbat is going on. You are not going to grow up to become like that properly. I'm going to let you to sit with children or to sit with women. Keep quiet. Put everything down now. So, now you are starting to see things properly. What happens when you start to see things properly? You're no longer seeing it. You're seeing it through that one's eyes. What happens then? You are going to come into your own creation. This is nothing special. This is your own creation. What is our creation? Allah is saying, I've created mankind to represent me. Not represent your desire or someone's desire or politics or ideology or your nafs, but you're representing Allah now. And that time you're fulfilling the reason of your creation. Nobody knows Allah. Prophet came to teach them, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No Sahabi then left the Prophet and say, that's enough. Now I'm going to find Allah. No companion ever did that. You have intelligence. No Sahabi left, those ones representing the Prophet. Continuing. No one left that one who is representing the Prophet, representing Allah. No one left. And no one declare, no Sahabi declare, oh, Prophet has shahadat, I have shahadat, so we are the same. No Sahabi did that. You ever hear any Sahabi who did that? Yeah, there are some, they're not Sahabis. They're munafiqs who say, you are Prophet, I'm Prophet. Like majority of today's Muslims, yes. With Wahhabi kind of idea, they say, same. He's man, I'm man, same. In the Prophet's time, there were people who sat in front of him, took knowledge, kissed his hands. Prophet gave knowledge, and then later they turn around, you are Prophet, I'm Prophet. They declare themselves prophets. Musaylama Kazab. Musaylama the liar. And there's another woman that he married to. She also declared herself to be a prophet. You understand? This is not to look down on them. This is to say, where am I with this? Because the ego is the same. They can do it. If their ego can trick them after meeting the Holy Prophet ﷺ, what about us? Be real. Don't be arrogant. If they can be tricked. The munafiqs, they ate with the Prophet ﷺ. We only hear, we go crazy. There's something, oh, we kiss. They are right in front of the Prophet ﷺ for years. And then they never changed. They became worse. Don't ever think that we're better than them. Never. Always say, be careful. Say, astaghfirullah, and watch yourself. And look for little signs. It's not going to come one whole big thing just like that suddenly one day. Little, it comes. Little things. One word here, one sentence there, one thing happen that is going to break your trust, your faith, put doubts, put this, put that in that one. Definitely, this is how shaitan works. You think that one who declares himself prophet, he is not having his reasons? Nobody does anything without a reason. The only people who does things without reason, they're crazy people. And you know they're crazy. These ones, they have their reasons. Ego has reasons. Our desires have reasons. You understand? They have their reasons too. According to them, it's 100%. But it's not according to Allah's vision, Allah's hearing, Allah's tongue. It's not according to those ones who are representing Allah. So now, you want to become a good one, find those ones who are representing the Prophet, representing Allah. You cannot find him in books. You cannot find him on the internet. The protocol is always the Prophet that was sent, and the Prophet left, and he appointed a successor to send. These kinds of things in these days have become completely radical, completely underground, completely unheard of, completely gharib, strange. As the Prophet says, Islam will begin strange and it will end strange. But this strangeness is only in this era of Dajjal, only era of Akhir Zaman. For over 1,400 years, 1,300 years is not strange at all. This is the foundation of Ahl Sunnah. The Shia, they go one more extreme, but they never declare themselves to be prophets too. They don't. Whatever it is that they're doing, it's not so good, but they never declare themselves to say that now we, same with Ahlul Bayt, same as this, which today's so-called people, so-called Muslims, so-called Ahl Sunnah, they're also declaring. Scholars, number one, because they study, but they don't really experience, and they start judging that, oh, this is right, this is wrong. This Sahabi did this is wrong. This Sahabi, this is right. They start, because what are they studying? They're studying words, ink on paper. They're not studying the heart. They're not studying their Prophet, and they're not studying under the one who has been trained for over 1,000 years in that system to say this is how you're going to go. This is the scholars of the Akhir Zaman. That's why they can dare. Scholars who call themselves muftis, they laugh at the miracles of Mi'raj that we just quoted. They laugh. They say, these things never happen. Openly they're laughing. They laugh at how the Sahabis were. They laugh. We don't need enemies outside of Islam to ridicule or humiliate. You understand? Now the Muslims inside, under the name of knowledge, they're saying all these things. Scholars that are saying, with millions of followers, with millions of dollars and followers, scholars are saying, the way that we're praying is wrong. The Ahir, Tahiyat Ahir, it is wrong. When we say Assalamu alayka, Ya Yuhan Nabi, they say it is wrong. That you can only say to someone who is living. He is dead. They say it is wrong, it is shirk. Because only Allah is alive. Everyone else dies. And he said, this is the sunnat. The Sahabis did it. This is what they said. No, yeah, Sahabis did it when he was alive. That's why they said that. But when the Prophet died, they didn't change, so they are wrong too. Such arrogance. Only the fire is going to cure that, nothing else. But millions are following. So now how are you going to run now? With all this confusion that is happening, how are you going to know your Allah? How are you going to know your Prophet? How are you going to know your religion? How? And if people are thinking knowing your religion is going on Google and Yahoo and YouTube and this, it is not. Including people who watch my videos, it is not. After a while you have to come and you have to sit, we have to talk. You cannot just take that and run. How are you going to please? If you ask 2 billion Muslims, 2 billion Muslims are going to declare, yes, we're pleasing our Lord. But look at the disaster that we are in. Everyone is claiming that. But look at the disaster. There is proof. You have to have proof, you know. Even if you declare yourself this or that, even for a prophet, there has to be proof that he's a prophet. He cannot just declare himself just like that. There is a proof. So how are you going to know your Lord now if you're not going to be with those ones who knows their Lord? No one goes all the way to Niagara Falls and put one cable there to bring electricity to their house. No one does that. No one make their own pipe from the, let's say, reservoir for water to come in. No one does that. Everybody knows. You take it from your local town, from your area. You take it from a transformer. What happens when you connect like that directly? You cannot carry it. It blows up. You cannot do that. Allah, if He wanted, He could have not sent any prophet, just reveal like that to each and every one. He did not. He sent these prophets like these, how you say, power stations. And that protocol didn't finish when the prophet is veiled from this world. Allah is saying, be with the righteous people. Be with the Salihin. Learn from them. Serve them. Look to what they're doing step by step. Walk like them. Look like them. Talk like them. Hear like them. Slowly, those things are going to change now. It will change. Inshallah Rahman. So how are you going to please Allah if you're not going to please the Prophet? The Prophet, whatever he says is for himself. Never it is for Allah. Never it is for himself. The awliya Allah, they are asking things for themselves. Never. And those who are asking things for themselves, who ask you a fee, don't follow them. They are pointing, and they must point to that one who is before them. If anything that they need, they ask them. They're not going to ask you. As the Prophet ﷺ, he never asks. He asks Allah. Allah is the provider. This kind of understanding in these days, completely lost. Over 1,000 years is what made Islam and the Muslims to become strong. They broke that because they broke that dam and they brought Wahhabism inside, and now everyone becomes a tyrant. Everyone becomes a liar. Everyone declaring themselves prophet. Everyone saying that Quran came to me. I take that Quran, I read it. Any way I like to think it is, it is. The Quran came to the Prophet. It didn't come to the Sahabi-Kiram too. It didn't come to the Prophet. It didn't come to us. But this is the attitude that, and they go one step further. They say, I like this ayat, I don't like this ayat. It used to be, if you deny one ayat from the Quran, one word from the Quran, you're out of Islam. It used to be. When Islam was small, let's say Ummah was small, but they were with Allah and Allah was with them and they were powerful. They were not billions and billions. And now we're billions and billions and there's no power at all. Nothing. Nothing. This is not success. This is not a progress. We need to go back to see how they did it. How they did it in that kind of situation. How they did it. We need to take it from there. Our whole aim is to please our Lord. But if we are going to please our Lord without knowing how to please Him, you're going to lose also. That's why Allah is saying, Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Guide us in the straight path. Allah is saying, O believers, believe. Allah is addressing so many times to the believers to hold fast. Allah could have just said, don't say guide us to the straight path. To say we are in the straight path and everything we do is 100% always right because we're in the straight path, no? But no, He says, ask from me. When you are in the Siratul Mustaqim, ask for guidance. Because in the Siratul Mustaqim, in the way, in the straight path, your ego is going to trick you. Because where you are, your ego always is. Where you are, maybe shaitan is not there so much. But your ego, that is worse than shaitan, is always there with you. So ask for the help. Ask for the help to identify what is this ego, and ask for the help to be able to control it. Ask for the help so that this ego is not going to make us to deviate and to ask help from shaitan. Ask for the help. When you get the help, that ego that is your enemy, Allah is saying what? You're serving Allah. Allah will make your enemies to serve you, will make the dunya to serve. That time your ego will serve you. That time you're going to ride on your ego, just like you're riding your burak, all the way to higher stations. This is the whole point. Ride on your ego. Of course, even to ride a car, to drive a car, you need a trainer, correct? To ride on a horse, you need training. To be able to ride on your ego, the most dangerous and the most evil creature, you need help. You need training. We're asking help, inshallah Rahman, that we don't deviate, and to know the hundreds and thousands of the tricks and the traps of our ego, so that we're not going to get fooled. May Allah forgive me, inshallah, and bless you. Al-Fatiha. Amen.